Hey, this is Victor Antonio. Just want to share a story with you. The story is about a millionaire who asked a builder to build him a house. Now, he showed him the blueprints, gave him the layout, and then he gave him a huge amount of money. The millionaire told the builder, say, look, you're probably not going to use all this money up, but whatever you have left over, it's yours, but please build me a solid house. And again, when you're finished, whatever money's left over, you can have. Well, the builder, as you can well imagine, said, let me think about this. So as he started building the house and also thinking that he was going to keep whatever money was left over, the builder started cutting corners, taking shortcuts, maybe not using as many studs, maybe not using as many nails, maybe not using the best paint, or maybe not putting up the best shingles on the roof. You get the idea. Whatever he could do to save money, he was going to do. Now, at the end of the day, when he's finally done with the house, let's say a month later, he goes back to the millionaire and says, sir, I've got your house for you. Here it is. Now, the millionaire turned around and says, whoa, I forgot to tell you. I said, this house is actually for you. Now, think about that. What was the builder thinking at that moment? See, the builder knew he didn't build the most solid of houses. He knew he skimped, but now the house was his. So then the question becomes, if the builder knew from the beginning that it was his house, it was going to be his house, would he have spent more time and more money building a quality house? The answer is obviously, of course he would have. But now he's stuck with a house that isn't well built. Now there's an interesting lesson here. Oftentimes we only invest amount of money or amount of time, a little bit, just enough to say, it's good enough. Let me give you an example. You're at your job. You're working on a project. You know you can spend extra hours working on the project to make it that much better, but in your mind, you're not taking ownership of it, so you say, it's good enough. And that's what you do. You just deliver good enough. Let's say you're in sales. You know that if you make that extra call or maybe tweak that presentation just a little more, you'll probably close more deals. But again, because you don't take ownership of it, you say, this presentation is, it's good enough. And you know what, that extra phone call, we'll just do that tomorrow. Any of this starting to sound familiar? Because we do this. We often just kind of push things out and say, it's good enough. And it's the very thing that undermines our success. Because when we start saying it's good enough, it's at that very moment we stop working towards a purposeful goal. By that I mean, because it's good enough, we become average. And again, in this world, in this society, in this day and age, people don't want average, they want the best. They want more than good enough, because good enough is no longer good enough. So ask yourself, on a daily basis, are you, just doing things that are good enough? Are you just not really putting in the 100%, 110%? Are you just doing 50, 60, 70% just to get by? Because at the end of the day, those little shortfalls, when you're doing only 70% today, that means you missed out on a 30% improvement opportunity. The next day, you only put in 80%. That's another 20% improvement you've missed out on. You start adding up all these percentage points over the years, and you realize why you're falling behind. So again, learn to take ownership and get past the good enough. This is Victor Antonio telling you to take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.